Hello, everyone. My name is Chad, and today I'm here with Bloom. Would you like to introduce yourself, Bloom?
Yeah, hi, I'm Blume. I am a frequent flyer in the chat box and lounge, and I've been a member since 2015. So I've spent a few years of my life on the site, and yeah, that's really it. I carry the music section on my back, according to Chatty, and
Yeah.
I am a musician at heart.
All right. And how are you feeling, Bloom? Just in general. Sounds about right. Okay. I have a few questions for you here, and let's just jump into this.
All right.
So, what are your expectations on this new music competition?
Well, I've been on the site a few years, like I mentioned, and I've never really truly seen a music competition. Most of the competitions have been like literary based or gaming, but nothing related to music. It's usually art or something. So when I pitched the idea to Fires really like it, and I personally think that it was a good idea. And so when we worked on the thread and gave the award prize because he's the only one with an
Yeah.
award. And I wish I had an award. We expected kind of like shit posts. Like we didn't really expect these good entries like we actually got. Like I'm like legitimately surprised that we got anything of content, and that's really astounding. That just shows the amounts of diversity is actually in Vermilion.
Yeah. All right. And to forward up that question, what do you think about some people making collaborations with other members on Verm? Sounds about right.
Oops. But collabs are fine, but I don't know if they're cleared by Animus, because if you do end up winning on a collab, I don't know if Animus will award 3 users the badge. So that's a little like gray area that we'll have to dig into. But I'm perfectly fine with it. I mean,
True.
if you can make something of value, and it gets voted on, then so be it.
Yeah. All right. And how are some of the early submissions that you've heard? Like, have all of them been good, or have some of them been rather iffy because of how early they were submitted?
Once again, like my expectations going into this were very low, so the fact that we got anything of value at all was kind of surprising. But some of the submission, like I can name like 2 of them, but I'm not gonna name by name. That are kind of mediocre at best, but that's kind of a given considering the platform and how not everyone's a music engineer or a producer.
Yeah, no one's not going to be too big on music and how to make it too, and that actually leads into this other question I had, which is what would you say to those who don't particularly know how to make music yet still want to be involved in the contest?
Well, if you can actually like sing, if you can give me anything of musical value, really, I will accept it and I will consider it. Like I'm not prejudiced on what kind of music or if it's good or not. Just give it your best shot and I'll be sure to consider it. But if you're gonna shit post, please don't bother.
I see. Okay, and this is another question I had here. Do you think this competition could have an impact or effect on the music section on site?
It could, but I personally don't say anything.
Okay. And for this last question here, I actually wanted to know, do you think maybe if people did more if people did more of a submission which was more vocal based, just vocals, like if they covered something, would that be equally considered to someone who makes a song entirely by themselves?
Well, I take into account when I judge. I can't speak for the other judges, but I take into
Yeah.
account creativity and actual effort put in. So if you say you have someone who produces a track, but they don't put any effort into it, but it sounds musical, and it's generic, but you got a vocalist who actually make a good cover and actually puts effort into the song, then I'm gonna choose the vocalist, because the vocalist actually is more what's the word? Like
Original, creative, you know.
creative, yeah. Creative.
Yeah. All right. And those were all the questions I had for you today. I know it was pretty brief. There aren't, a million questions I can ask about something already put really briefly. The competition is really nice, obviously, but you can't really ask a whole lot about something like this. But it is good to address it, you know?
Yeah, completely understandable.
Yeah. And was there anything else you wanted to say to the people listening in?
Well, I don't know if the listeners care, but I have a competition going on where it's a cipher competition. If you decipher what I put on the thread, you get 3 prizes, and there's 3 winners, and I genuinely don't expect anyone to decipher, but if you do, the prize is $200, a Synapse key, and VIP and Elite upgrade.
Ah, I see. All right. And that was everything. Thank you so much for, coming in and allowing me to interview you, Blume.
Thank you for succumbing to my requests after needlessly pestering you every 5 minutes.
It's fine. All right. Thank you to the viewers. Be safe as always.
I love you.